Good morning, everybody. Everybody. All right, I had a question the other day. Someone asked, I can't get it all out to show you, but someone asked, because we're working on the GTR right now, we're making it a wagon. And Ted Lear, if you guys don't know Ted, a lot of us in the hobby call him Chopper. Um, he is always doing some great customization work and stuff on his own builds. He had picked up interest on the Mustang I done 2 years ago, because last year's wagon was the Magnum 65 Dodge wagon that we did for Vision 124. And then the year before that, I did the 2015 Mustang. I made it into a station wagon, and somebody asked what I using for roofs, and I like to use the Magnum roof. I like to use the Revell 66 Chevelle wagon roof, and I like to use the AMT 65 Chevelle roof. And a lot of people ask, why do I waste the money in the kit to get the bodies to do this? And like I try to show you guys, I didn't waste a Magnum. I cut it off in a way where we can make it, like a custom convertible or something. But when I'm at swap meets, I like to pick up stuff like this. Like this right here is two wagons. They were $2 a piece. They'd been built up or whatnot. They're missing chassis for whatever reason. So I like to pick stuff up like this. Here it is. I got 5 bodies here, that we picked up just because I know I like making the wagons. So we got like 5 bodies here. I got 3 of the Dodge Magnum wagons here. I got 5 of the Ultra Nomad wagons from Revell, the Tom Taylor, so that way I can make a newer wagon. We've made Caprice wagons, Impala wagons. We've made 63 Impala wagons. We've made the 70 Impala wagon. We made the 70 hearse. We've made the 70 Torino wagon. We've made the Belvedere wagon for George. We've made a Cadillac wagon. Was supposed to go into resin casting. Twin never put it in resin casting, but A&J Resin has it in casting. We've done the 90 Lowrider Revell kit into a hearse and into a regular station wagon, and it too never got casted. We did the Mustang wagon. We did the 09 GTH into the Transit wagon. I'm trying to think what other wagons we've done. I try to do a custom wagon a year. But just for quick shits and giggles, I'm going to show you how, well, you guys didn't get to see me cut. You guys have never seen me cut, so cut the wagon. Look, I bought it, never even looked at it, still all taped up. Like I bought it because all I know I needed was the roof. What sucks is this one here is yellow. The windows, are the windows glued in? Yeah, they're glued in. And that's a crap ton of glue, guys. You don't need that much glue. Alright, so usually what I do is I'll take, usually what I do is I look at the roof and I see what I want to use. What am I going to use it for? What subject I'm going to use. Um, you know what, Tom? I can remember my first glue together model. My dad started me building at 5 years old. Lots of snaps, and I remember. Um, I remember. Sheesh, that tube of glue was wrinkled and crinkled and folded up. You know how you roll your toothpaste up? I had my all on my first glue together kit. I oh man, $5 model, 90-cent tube of glue. Oh man, good old days. So first of all, I look at the roof, and you got to look at your subject that you're going to be using. So let me get this out. We already knew this was crap yesterday, so I'm just going to go ahead and use it for my guinea pig. I try to, over our years of history, guys, of building, you try to share your tips and you try to help the next modeler out. And sometimes their failure to listen um, could become comical, or it could become frustrating. So, I feel like if you lend your best hand and the person you're trying to share with fails to see your experience as a teaching tool, then, you know, just know instead of getting frustrated because someone didn't listen, that maybe that is their learning tool as well. And once they get frustrated enough to say, well, I should have listened to Tom or Minnie or Mark, you guys will know then. Because we got some guys in the hobby that um, are stuck in their ways. They don't want to change. They think that they should be the teacher and not the student, and that's understandable. Um, Nobody likes to be called out and said that you're doing something wrong. Or I think what a lot of us fail to do. That's a lot of glue on this one right here. I think a lot of us fail to realize that we're not the smartest of smarts when it comes to people. Tom just put it on his own Facebook page the other day about having too many know-it-alls that surround us, and made a very good comment this morning. If you're just here to bitch and moan, keep it moving. Go to another page, because we're not. Our days are short. So I've been wanting to put one of these into a wagon. George mentioned it the other day that I could use this as a test body, because me and George also want to try to do some short wheelbase ones of this. But so what you try to do, you try to size up the body. You try to size up your length. You can always fix the width, but you want to try to get your length where you need it to be. So, and I don't care so much about the doors or the pillars. And that's one thing I was telling Chopper yesterday. I said one of the worst designs for making a wagon is when you're doing the pillar. Just get the length, and you can always do the pillar. Well, you guys seen me here, you know, worry about doing the pillars and stuff. So you look and see where you need to be. And once you cut a few of these, you're going to know. But right here, I'm going to have to cut this one further down the body line. This is the same roof we used on George's Magnum. So what I'll do is, I recommend you guys measuring, but I'm going to cut straight across. Straight across that window pillar. I'm going to come down the body just a little bit. Then I'm going to go straight across the door handle area. Alright. Now, if you cut them good, and how I did this right here could be, a utility truck. You can cut it down a little bit, if I had the chassis and stuff to it. So don't hack them up in a way that you're going to lose all accessibility to it. And I think that's what some people fail to realize. If I'm spending, $15 for a kit and I cut it up, did I waste money? Am I, but no, you have to cut it in a way that you can still use it for another project down the road, So we'll move that off to the side. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit because we still got more cutting to do. Go back to your original piece, and then you always want to cut more, because sometimes, depending upon where your body line is, you don't want to cut too short and then not have enough. So see, you go to basically, we're going to go right along the top of that body line. And that's why I'm saying you just cut a little at a time. Right there's that should be it. I need to get a new blade on there. This one here got bent a little bit, so it's making so then once you think you got your height, now you'll go back in there, start working on your length. So we're going to cut it. You measure that up. Get out your marker. That there, that there. You're going to do your cut right here. And switch it to the other side. Put your cuts right there. And then once you get it all ballparked in, you can start trimming it and making it where you actually need it to be, you know, your height wise and your length wise. So you just want to do small cuts at first and then start cleaning it up. Don't worry about the B pillar just yet. You're going to, you know, first of all, you're working on your height and your length, and then you know you can fill in all the other nonsense as you're going to it. And then you just keep cutting it until you get it to where you feel like that's your place to be. Like I can tell it's just a tad too high still. Then you can always adjust your width too just by sectioning it. some people pie cut. They'll cut the rear end. Say it's too thin. Say your car's the top you're using is too narrow. They'll pie cut it and then widen it at the rear. That way the rear matches. All straight cut down the middle and glue these two pieces back together on this one. Get that one cut straight together. If you guys don't do a lot of customization and using a kit that someone built, because the yellow issue kit was 1988, 89, when the wagon came out in the yellow plastic. If you ain't never smelt 20-year-old plus glue getting cut at 8 o'clock in the morning, you guys don't know what modeling is. Hello, SMS. I'm going to work on the Skyline here in a little bit, the GTR. I'm just had some questions after a few videos and pictures posted up on the Facebook. So we're just showing you guys how quick and easy, if you have the right tools and the right donor kits, to make something into a wagon. It's just fun. I enjoy it. You see there is a few other guys out there trying to build wagons, and almost all the wagons I've been seeing here lately being built, they're all using the custom roof from the Lincoln, from the AMT Lincoln kit. And there's way better roofs out there to use than that, because it's not a factory style looking roof. It's got a huge piece missing out of it for glass if you don't have the glass. All right. Alright, now you're going to size it up, and you're going to see exactly, morning Ryan, see exactly see how much wider this body is than the Sunny truck. So what I'm going to do is take some, if the kids didn't hack through it yet, I'm going to start with some 1/8 inch tape. We're going to look right at it. We're going to try to go right down the middle, just like that. I've seen a lot of good videos posted up just overnight, guys. A lot of you guys have been putting in some work. I've been watching Chopper work on his 2018 Mustang wagon, sharing pictures with him and him asking this question or that question, and it's for a guy I look up to in the hobby like Ted Lear. It's great to be involved in one of his projects, um, as he's been asking questions and whatnot. Guys, I'm gonna take a tea break. All right, I'm gonna switch my blade. This one here seems to be a little bit foo-barbed. Whoa. Yeah. So much quicker and easier when I have my real blade in. Now, I've seen guys like Chopper, if you guys don't know Ted Lear. Um, Go check him out on Facebook. Really nice guy, like Tom said. He don't become a modeler you follow. He becomes a brother you keep in contact with. Um, Great guy, great builder. And when you guys that ain't, I don't want to say as serious in the hobby as Tom or I am, you can't see a glue bomb and envision it totally rebuilt. Follow Ted and he'll change your mind. He'll change your mind. He saved so much that others would have trashed. It's unbelievable, the craftsmanship that Ted has. As of right now, I'm gonna super glue that into place. I like where that is, and then we'll brace it all up in a little bit. I like where all that is. So pull out the super glue, pull out my instant set. I'm gonna run a quick thing of sandpaper across everything. Right here is just giving it something rough and not straight plastic to glue to. I'm gonna get my Q-tips out. This is one of those jobs that is gonna get messy. If my little girl was here, she would love to help me do this right now. She don't so much like building. She likes what we call this right here as a modeling juice. So if she was down here playing her Legos and I was down here working on this roof, I was like, come here, I need you to juice me. And she'll go right to the instant set and tell you what, it instantly glues to your damn fingers. It won't instantly glue to the body. I need my cheaters on. So you get a start at it. Then we could change all of this. So I'm not worried about none of this. I'm just trying to get it to where it mounts on there and it becomes our body. Now if you notice, we're still a little wide. We're still a little wide. So we go and we look. See where we're at. I was thinking the other night, what cartoon have you guys grew up with that you would like to see a full-blown movie out of? I mean, they've put Looney Tunes into a cartoon. They're doing all the Marvel comics into cartoons. Popeye's been turned into a movie. Curious George has been a movie. Mr. Gadget's been into a movie. So they made Scooby-Doo a movie. They've made the Flintstones a movie. Have they ever made the Jetsons a movie? I can't remember. Yogi Bear. That would be a good one. That would be a good one. Oh yeah, I'll have to check that out. I guess I haven't seen that yet, Tom. Looks like I missed the mark. I cut too far back on the roof up there. So we're going to set this one here a little different. We're going to set this one based off the tailgate. Alright. Morning, Bill. Steve, I forgot to tell you if Courtney shows up. I got his package out in the mail yesterday. I can't see all the comments. I just seen Bill showed up though. I'm kind of looking back and forth as I'm working. Get that set in there. Come on, David, get that right. I know Pete's probably on his way to work. Yeah, yeah. More times than I care to admit, Tom. So I said it'll glue itself quick to your fingers. Now again, guys, we know this ain't perfectly right. This ain't correct to where what was supposed to be from a factory sunny wagon. It's just it's something we wanted to do. And instead of just sitting here wondering what if, avalanche. I don't like to what if, I just like to do. If you guys hear that in the background, we just had a cluster. Alright. Now for something like this, since we're doing a lot of building right now, I just laid a bunch of super glue on the inside of the body right here. And then I take baking soda and I run the baking soda over the top of it, just like so. and it's going to get in there and infuse with the glue and give us some support, because we're not ready to do body work yet, because we still are going to do some cutting, and you still got to do some sanding and what have you. So we usually throw the baking soda in there, and it helps us get the strength and stuff that we need while we're doing it. And I had a pretty big gap, so I put a piece of tape right there, and if you pull the tape off and then you throw your baking soda back in there, it helps fill in that gap. And this is why I don't do a lot of the body work on a full custom like that on camera, because the bench, look at the bench, it's a mess. And then you just find you a straight board, and then the baking soda goes back into its cup. And then we're back to a clean scaledworld.net advertisement. If you guys ain't familiar with scaledworld.net, go over there, check it out. Guarantee you'll be back. Now, over on Brian Buster's sales shack, he will have sometimes started items, so you'll have to look, and usually that's a cheap way to get roofs if you're looking to do a custom roof swap on something, swap meets, they have bag kits like I showed you right here, and then so you don't have to start with the brand new kit, and just sometimes it's what's accessible and how quick you want to get into that project, and how quick you want to get in that project. If you want to wait and search stuff, then you can find your best deal. But some people, their stashes ain't built up, say like mine is, or something like that, where they don't have a whole bunch that they can work on until they find what they need. They actually are going out buying 1 or 2 kits at a time and building. Then that's different. But always look at places like the Sales Shack or Facebook, stuff like that, and that way you'll spend more money on extra stuff for the kits than the kits themselves just to cut up. But you gotta look at it like this: whatever you cut up, it's so if the kit is clean enough, you'll always have extra parts. You can have extra parts. I'm just doing some quick sanding, guys, just knocking the roof down and stuff. Now, to me, I don't know if we should add to this. Here, let's do this. Let's do this. use the B pillar the Sunny already has. We'll start off like that. Let's get a better edge right here. Like use the B pillar the Sunny already has. Now I just cut up the alright. So now let's do some more sanding. Tom, I tell you, man, every day I wake up, I have a different idea. Between the questions that the community ask of us as being of more experienced builders, Tom, me and you, and a few of the other guys in the hobby, I know you guys probably struggle with the same thing I'm struggling with. It's so easy for me to show you guys than it is for me to tell you. Because if you haven't noticed, I get excited and I start talking, and with my speech problem, if I don't concentrate on what I'm trying to say, my words slur and whatnot. I don't stutter so much as like I used to when I was younger. It's just I've always had a problem with my CHs and SHs and stuff like that. So when I get excited, some people get lost and confused. Alright, so if I go back to what I actually cut out, so that way we have the same color of plastic all the way around, and go back in there. I ain't worried about that door handle. We'll get rid of that door handle. Go back in there like that. I'm gonna trace my move. Alright. You know what? I can just do this. You know, I'm gonna do something different, fellas. Go there like this. Got it. Get in there like that. I seen Tool Taz got a video up last night. Michael Canterbury, he posted up several overnight. So if you guys are bored of watching me destroy this little Sunny truck, you guys go check out one of those videos for a little bit and come back when I start working on the interior to the skyline. Now, of course, with this truck here, we'll have to build the interior and everything still, so this ain't a very quick project. It's something I wanted to use today. I seen George is getting close on his Datsun 510. That's looking really good. And on scaledworld.net today, Pete has put up a great looking Datsun 510. Lost my little sander. Oh, right in my hand. Don't forget, guys, $2 a ticket. Buy 10 tickets, you get an envelope. We're still doing that raffle. It will be given away next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Well, let me say that. I'll aim for next Tuesday, depend upon my hours at work. And if I can't make it next Tuesday, it'll be definitely next Wednesday. But the end date is next week. We got 2 forever tickets left. They're $20, but they stay in the pot until they're drawing, until they've been pulled out. And like I said, we're giving away more than just the build-ups. We're going to be having different prizes, different donations from other people. We thought about doing a 50-50 pot. We'll see what comes of that idea later on. I don't want to show you guys this side yet until I get the other side done. So let me get my plastic back out. Where's the other door? Yep, here's the other door. Let's see if we just cut that. Oh. There's a member in the community. He posts a lot over on the International Scale Modeler Facebook page more than anything. But it's Al Capone. And he just posted up his 66 Suburban he's been doing. And I know Steve Courtney's been doing a few of the Suburbans as well. Really nice looking truck. Great weathering job that Al has been doing. Al usually builds a lot of historical race cars. So it's great to see him getting into a project like that. Hey Jamie, good morning, bud. And then Pappy's been doing his shows. He'll probably have one tonight. What's on your bench? I used to really enjoy watching Jan here and Andrew do their Sunday gossip, so I know it's summertime and they got other things to do, but they should be having their club show coming up soon. one of our good friends, Tom Ritter from the Scale Modeling channel, he just finished some sick builds. He's been working on the Rubicon. He did a great job building that one. And then he just finished, I believe it was that Honda Civic too.
Call from Gtr And Tea. Call from Gtr And Tea. Call from Gtr And Tea. Call from Gtr And Tea.
I don't know if I like the look of this just yet, but this is what we're going to go with for now. I'm doing some sanding before I show it off. Like I said, still going to be plenty of body work need to be done. It's not perfect. Definitely not factory. But just, what are we in it? We're in it about 56 minutes, 59 minutes. And right there's your basis for a wagon. And like I said, I don't know if I like this window, if it's going to stay this big, if we'll see how big that side window is, if we'll stop shaking, you dummy. See if we'll cut back down, make it a bigger window. You know, it's all up in question, but right there. And then if you wanted to, you know, if you wanted to add a pillar in there, yeah, I hear that, Pete. And that's what I said. If some of you guys are in what the old dreaded word builder's block, and if you guys are in a spot where it's just super hard to concentrate, your ideas ain't flowing. I know sometimes, Pete, you battle, you know, the imperfections. Once Pete does something and it doesn't come out to the best of his envisioned direction, you he likes, you know, he gets a little frustrated, and then the stuff goes up. Jump on and check out someone else's build. You know, maybe it'll get you inspired to, you know, slow down a little bit, or maybe, you know, sparks another idea. You get to walk away from the project that's frustrating you. You know what I mean? I might not be able to get down and build every day on the bench, but I'm always thinking of model stuff. Like I said, it's my addiction. I want to say it's my passion, but let's be serious. It's it's an addiction, fellas. Looking at it, I think I want to stay. I think I want to go. The link to that door. Right there. I think I want to stay true to that door, to that seam on that door. Got to get that cleaned off. Tape's not wanting to stick. And that's what you guys just got to deal with, trial and error. Hello, Don. Yeah, Tom, me and you, we have hundreds of kits that we can jump from when we're not feeling something. When we're not feeling something, but some other builders don't have that stash ability, should we call it, to do such. And sometimes having too many kits is also, it could become overwhelming because you don't know exactly what you want to do, because you look up and it's like, I've had this for 5 years, I've had this for 5 days, do you start on something else? Yeah. All I have, Tom, it's not my fault, brother. You're the one that tuned in, and I need to, I need to make a, what is it? When the fine print, project ideas are at your own risk. All right, let's try it again. Get the tape down. Follow that body line. Alright. Yeah, tape stepped that time, didn't you? Too bad you're the same damn color as that yellow roof. I can't even tell where the tape is. Okay, so I put the tape on there. It's too damn close to the body line. To the body color. I'm gonna have to draw a line so I can see where the heck I'm cutting. Gonna remove all that. Okay. Pull the tape off. Nothing body filler won't fix. Nothing at all. Pull the tape off to get a true envision where we're working. And then got to trim up a little bit where the blade couldn't get to without damaging the other body parts. See our buddy John over at Gap Speed Shop working on another Porsche. He's been building a lot of race cars here lately. Now I don't know, I like that a lot better, guys. I like that a lot better. Now, as of the back window area, I think we ought to cut down to this body line right here. I think we ought to cut down to that body line right there. Oh man, we gave it a hell of a back window. Got a back window like a Volvo C30. What do you think about that big window? That looks a lot better than the great big roof. The great big window was clear up to here before. Then once we start putting in body work and stuff, we can clean all this up. Maybe keep the same arch. That's a lot of glue from the first roof that was on there. So maybe keep that arch clean just so it keeps the 70 arch. What do you think, Pete? You still here? I know he takes the train to work. During the week, I think Friday he drives, but I think during the week he's on the train, so he might not be getting. Oh, there he is. Oh, let's get some cheap plastic out just to see. I think it's single pillar, no pillar. We'll have to wait, see what we do when we get into body work. All right, yeah. I know my friend Anthony in California, Mr. Biggs. Sometimes it takes 2 to 3 hours to get to work. When I used to talk to Twin every day, he would call me on the way home from work. Um, and then, usually, their traffic is so bad. I can imagine what you guys in New York go through to get back and forth to work, Pete. Oh, don't spill that. Don't spill the juice. Don't spill the juice. Trying to level out this edge in the Chevelle roof line. That way when we go in there, the body feel. Just removing that And Tea Chevelle body line. We're going to call this one, Pete, we'll call this one Banana Boat. Make it easier on the body feeling. I don't know when I'll get back to this, but at least we got it chopped up. Oh, gotta clean up a mess right here. We have the avalanche. Like I said, if you guys need to know what glues and stuff we use today, you can go to Bob Smith Industries. And you pick up your accelerator and your super glue from Bob Smith Industries. Speaking of which, I can't show you guys on camera because you can't even see them on the paper. I did get a whole new shipment in yesterday of Skilled World decals. We got some round ones, some smaller ones, and then the ones we've already have and been enjoying using. Make it a parts runner. Yeah. Can't remember the guy's name right offhand, but he does some great garage dioramas. Oh, I must have chunked out. Doesn't look like I got enough glue right there, so I'll have to body work that in. Well, the title wasn't clickbait, guys, because we do got the C1 trans kit that we can put on here, so it's not a total false. I don't know if we'll get to the GTR this morning. Oh, the things I get you guys into. Maybe do the wide body on here, or do the flares and everything on here, Pete. No, I do like this front end. And I know we put it on the one Pete has. But I was wanting to do one of these and keep the Datsun front end. George, where are you? Somebody asked me the other day, do you only build for Scaled World? And I said, no, I usually build for myself, because Scaled World lets me do whatever I want. Even though the product belongs to Pete, I get free range of what I want to build. Oh, like I had to spread these fenders just a little bit, Pete. But after talking to the guy, I sat back and I made myself laugh because I told the kid Pete's the banker and George is the supervisor. Getting to talk with George from Vision 124. It's great to pitch ideas, especially because at the time I was doing the bananas. Dennis was doing his, and Degon was doing his, and George was able to, help me keep mine unique, because he gets to see the other two in person. Now, I talk to Dennis and Dee, but not as much as I do George. And that's when George had mentioned that he wanted to send me the Belvedere, and he wanted all of us to work on the Belvedere together and to display it and display them all together. So that's when I took on the Belvedere for George, um, or with George, and then I gifted it to George. It wasn't a build completely like commissioned. I wouldn't even say the stuff I do for Skilled World is commissioned. It's just stuff I enjoy to build, and he lets me build them. Um, we'll cut up the other side. This is what the original, whoever started this project, started doing to it. Holy crap. So when I get into projects like this, I like George to be somewhere present. We can talk. I got Bill here today. He likes to do that, and so does Tom. But I know here in a minute, Tom's going to get anxious to get to his own bench. As you guys already heard him state, I inspire him just as much as he inspires me and other members of the community. Well, I chunked the hell out of that one, but good thing Chris over at C1 offers us great resin. We are going to hide that really quick. You don't work this morning, Bilbert? He's got a really nice convertible 49 Ford he's working on right now, guys. If you ain't subscribed to the Bobblehead Customs YouTube page, go check that out, and also the Facebook page. You can see him post a lot over on the Mr. Mini Dreams Facebook page. Oh, what's the old saying goes? One man's trash, another man's treasure. You better not do that. There was a funny show that used to be on cable, on real TV, and it was called "This Sent Me to the ER," and then it would be stuff like guy cutting a chainsaw and or using a chainsaw, and he was cutting the limb he was standing on, and some were about people doing stupid stuff during sex and getting hurt and stuff like that. It made me think of having a show called the Super Glue Mishaps. When super glue goes wild. Alright, we got the other flare on. Let's hit it with some instant set. Do we swap the whole front end, guys, or do we keep this one the Datsun? I don't even know where I do at the front end. Do we swap the whole thing over, or do we keep this one the Datsun? You guys make the call. Yeah. One Datsun, one clip. Uh-oh. It's an even. Where's the hood? Where's the hood? I gotta look at something. You guys care to stay on here for a little bit longer? I just got an idea. If not, I can do this off camera and surprise you guys with pictures on Facebook. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. You want me to do it here? Alright. Chris Hells, if you're watching this, buddy, I appreciate the hard work you done. And I really enjoy your resin. Would you call us modelers artistic? When you get an artistic envision of something? You know, we all have our different set of friends, different, I don't want to say cliques, but we all hang around our own, we hang around who we feel most comfortable with, who we relate to the best, stuff like that. And, you get some people that swear they'll only build plastic, they won't ever build resin. And, you got other people who will only use lacquers, they'll never use um, acrylics or enamels. That's I remember Hunter taking a lot of crap. Hunter had told us one time in one of his videos, he doesn't use primer. He uses the base color that he's wanting to paint his project in, and he will spray that and then use it to do the body work and stuff. And he took a lot of slack for doing so, because a lot of people were like, "Are you crazy? You don't use primer. You need to use primer. This, that, and the other." And it was how he's learned to kind of do his body work. He just doesn't use. He knows his skills, so he just doesn't use. Um, he knows the product he's working with. His body fillers and what have you. So he chooses not to use a primer. And there's some people that swear they will never build resin. They don't have no interest in it. They don't like the way, you know, they've heard it's hazardous, or they've heard, it's hard to clean, or, hard to work with, or what have you. And so they just choose not to do it. But out of all the different resin companies I've used for my own projects, that we've used, like the C1 from Chris Hills, um, it's a really good resin. I really like it. Easy to manipulate, easy to clean, easy to use and build. I'll tell you what, for fucking $60 kit right now on eBay, 50 to 60 bucks, depending upon your seller, depending upon how long you want to wait. I love these little sunny trucks. Sorry guys, I'm getting quiet. I'm concentrating. I'm in the zone. Like if Arnold was here, he'd be like, "Get in the zone." You guys ever tell your family when you're working on a model, you'll be right there, and before you know it, everybody's went to bed, the house is all closed off, and what you thought was 15 minutes has been 2.5 hours. I get in trouble all the time for saying I'll be there in a minute. Now you guys are trying to guess what I'm doing. Hey, I told you I could do it off camera and surprise you guys on Facebook. Yeah, that's what Tom just said, Pete. Oh, Chris, I love your work, bud. Please forgive me. Yeah, I've been sharing with him the Skyline build since he made you guys. Well, he made us for the public. The whatchamacallit, the shooting brake Camaro. He loves to hear your guys' input. I do know that. Um, Negativity. There's going to be people who don't realize how to work with resin, that instead of learning the knowledge of what it takes to actually use the word trans kit, they don't realize that the word trans kit means you actually have to use the kit with another kit. So when people purchase a trans kit, they doesn't realize the work involved, like cutting the front end off of this Sunny kit to build, I can't even say, the Hakazuka style truck. Like I say, if you guys don't follow Steve Hemming, he actually has one of these Sunnies with the '09 Racing front clip on it now. Another thing I seen on Facebook was most modelers, they're solitude modelers. They build, a lot of us build alone by ourselves. We will get together and conversate over models, like at a model car contest or weekend swap meet, something like that. Like Tom does with his real car, he'll go to cruise nights, him and his dad, or They go to weekend car shows. Um, but most of the part, and then you can talk shop talk when you're there. But when it actually comes to building, a lot of us we build alone. Um, I didn't know Larry. I'd seen him post on a few groups and build and where he built, but we had a guy. From the way it sounds, guys, I think depression is a disease, and a lot of people, they don't look at it as such. But I think he was battling depression, and he decided, um, he, more or less, he passed away. I don't know the exact circumstances, but he was kind of a younger guy, and some of the comments left behind were, I wish they knew what he was going through. They could have been there, to talk with him and, give him some support. But, depression is a disease like alcoholism, drug abuse. Um, I don't think anybody wants to, battle depression. Um, so some of us being solitude modelers, we're so used to doing all this alone that we don't reach out. But in the same sense that we have others that try to, I don't want to say scam, but they try to abuse a situation to benefit themselves in some way, you know. So for you guys that knew Larry Mollett, deepest condolences. He had a young boy and, you know, liked to build models and what have you. So that sucks to hear something like that. Um, like I said, my brother's been gone about 10 years now. It will be 10 years in December. And he overdosed, but I think he battled depression because it led him to, you know, had to be something wrong with him. My dad don't drink and smoke. My mom didn't, drink and smoke and do, well, like they did cigarettes, but I meant like, weed and stuff like that. And, the society always blames, well, he must have had a bad childhood, or this, that, and the other, you know. And some people say, well, it's his own life choice, but sometimes they don't have a choice. I mean, if you can't function in normal reality, that you have to, use substance and the such to maintain a daily life, there's got to be something wrong. There's just, my God gave me challenges in life, but I don't. I know we all have our own struggles, basically, but if you guys are facing hard time, and don't let suicide be your answer, is what I'm trying to get at. There's got to be somebody in your circle that is there for you. I was telling my wife after reading that story, I've never had nothing so depressing in my life where I wanted to end it, you know. Of course, I've never lost someone, that had hurt me so deeply, you know. I done told my wife that if something happened to her, I would never be married again. But I don't know how I'd react if I lost her, because between I don't think anybody has a perfect. Get off my finger, you dummy. Nobody has a perfect life. Um, I tried not to hold grudges. I tried not to let what happened between you and this guy affect me. I like to, let give everybody a fair chance. Um, I try not to carry stress on my shoulders, especially if it's something that I know I can't change. You know what I mean? And so sometimes my wife says I don't express myself enough, and then I blow up. And I agree that sometimes I carry my daily stress and whatnot different than someone else. But the way I think about it is, if I'm having a shit day at work, my wife doesn't know what I do. She doesn't know what I go through. So why bring it home to her? Because I know at her job, she's dealing with stuff that I don't know what she does and what she goes through. You know what I mean? So why can I bring that home and put that on her? In the same sense, if me and my wife are having trouble here at home, I take it to work. Ain't nobody at work gonna be able to help me. You know. And then sometimes a close friend, if they know your wife is going through some troubles or you're going through some troubles, sometimes they take advantage of that and they show their true colors, you know. And so sometimes it's hard to open up to people that are right next to you, because, I hate to say it, but some people are opportunists. So if you can reach out to somebody online, maybe sometimes that is best. But you gotta let it out. You can't hold it in, especially if you're used to, like most of us, sitting down and building. I tell you, I do some of my best building when the whole house goes to sleep, because I know everybody's safe. I ain't got to worry about a phone call saying that a kid got hurt at school, or my wife, or, you know what I mean? I know everybody's in bed. I can come down here for a few hours, no noise, just sit down here and concentrate. Alright, guys, I got one more vision I want to do before I show you guys what I done. Damn, I got too many projects already. What the hell am I doing? Okay. This, this. Yeah, Scott, you have a different set of circumstances, Scott. Some people, they get so depressed over a breakup. You know what I mean? In my head, now I love my wife to death. You know, I love my wife to death, don't get me wrong. But in the same sense is, I know if something happened to her, I would need to maintain my sensibility for my children. Even if they were grown children, they're going to be hurting too. They just lost their mom, you know. And with Larry was young. He had a young son. That's some things, we won't understand what Larry himself was going through. And like I said, I didn't know Larry personally. Um, I just seen it posted up on one of my groups. My wife said that it's not that I didn't love her enough, that I couldn't live without her. It's just, she said I'd be happier alone. If I'm being honest. I will tell you guys right now, I already plan on cutting up. We've ordered 3 or 4, I can't even remember now. I'll know when the package gets here. I ordered 3 or 4 of the new carbon signal set. The one we're already working, the Sunny we're already building for Scaled World. I ordered, I think 4. One for myself. One to cut up. I already planned on cutting it up for an escort. And then I was going to build a Sunny with the carbon signal kit instead of the Skyline front end. This right here is just a spur of the moment. Right here is totally spur of the moment. It's supposed to be, I want to get down here and start on the interior of the Skyline wagon. I didn't make that today, guys. We're already like an hour and a half into this. Scott, I totally agree. That's one thing that is so commonly said that kind of pisses me off, for lack of better words, when someone's going through something. You don't know what that person is actually going through on their personal level. And you always hear, oh, I'm sorry you're going through that. I know how you feel. You don't. You don't know how I feel. I don't know how you feel. But it's a word that we're supposed to say that comforts you, and they don't realize that sometimes it's hurtful. Because sometimes it comes back to you feel like you're just getting blowed off, like they don't. It's just an easy cop out. Now I know I called myself a load of body work, guys. I know that. But I had a vision. What's that? The Malibu? Yeah, the Malibu. The Malibu I've had for years. It was a resin I got from my friend Twin when he was doing resin stuff. Um, it's an imperfect body. Um, Going through some boxes for another member of the community needing some Monte Carlo parts, and I realized I had it in there, and I pulled it out. What, is someone in the crowd interested in it? Now, you guys, some of you guys that are close to me know my oldest son's autistic, and he has here lately he's been having some really bad um, anger problems, real bad anger problems. But when he was younger, your kid's not diagnosed, properly because as they grow, different hormones change in their life and stuff. But he had to be about 5 or 6 because my twins were just born. Took my wife out to eat at a restaurant. We were tired of being stuck in the house, with newborn baby, let alone two at once. Go to this restaurant, and my son, one of his issues is textures. So he didn't like his dinner, and so we're sitting there trying to get him to eat his dinner, and asking the waitress, if there was, something else that we can give to him because, the rice that we got him at this Mexican restaurant wasn't the same kind of rice he would get at a different restaurant. And a lady from the next booth over said, if you can't handle your child, you need to keep him at home. And I got upset, and I said, if you didn't look like a wildebeest, maybe you'd have a child and you'd know what I'm going through. And it was because I was quick to anger because, me as the parent, I'm frustrated and I'm upset. I don't want my child acting out in public, and when they're autistic like that, guys, you don't know what they're going through because, they don't know how to explain it to you. Me or Pete not feeling good, we can go to the boss and say, hey, look, I'm having a rough day, man. I'm out of here. An autistic child doesn't know how to express themselves, so they act out. I don't want to tell George's business, but George's daughter is disabled too. And so I can relate to George sometimes. Me and George can just sit back and not even talk about models. I get to hear about his daughter. He gets to let me distress about my situation. Scott, I felt bad. I embarrassed my wife. You know, um, I got quick to anger. And unless the woman had dealt with it, you don't. That's why it kind of what I said. It irks me when people say, "I know how you feel." It'd be different if we're sitting here model talking, and I'm like, I hate the fact that Revell got sold, and I don't know if we're going to get the kits that we're used to building back. And then somebody says, "Yeah, I know the feeling." Well, I can relate to that. But when you're talking about your diagnosis and your like you said, the stress, Scott, it just pisses me off, man, when somebody says, "Oh yeah, I know what you're going through." I was telling his doctor, we've been through some rough times here lately, and it seems like he wants to be angry at his mom and his sister and to the teachers at school that are female. And I don't know if it's because he's afraid of males or what, but it seems like that's who he gets most aggressive with is the female, a female person. Um, I mean, it's been scary bad. Some nights I've had to come home from work because I work nights. I've had to come home from work and he's beat the shit out of his room. He's It's just been bad some nights. One hand we love him to death, and the other hand, sometimes he scares us to death. Trying to fill in some gaps real quick, guys, before I do my reveal. I tell you guys, go get you a cheap thing of baking soda. It helps support. It helps do some fill in. I use it for body work. I use it for joints. Yeah, now, when he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's awful. And I've told the psychologist that I've never had a great span with my son. He's good, and then because he battles some things. We don't know exactly what all he's going through either. At that age now, 14, we got puberty, we got um, peer pressure from schools. He's going through a lot. So this last year has been the worst on us. He come home one time and said nobody at school likes him, and then we go to the school. He has meetings. What the H? He has meetings with the school because of his disability. It's a program that they're always looking at, like, they want to get him social activity, or a math thing or something. And then when you go into the school, everybody's like, oh, hi, 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 call him out by his name, and people are glad to see him. But to him, he sees it as, because he's not included, because of, he can't focus, like if it's a kickball or football or something like that, he doesn't like to be touched. And it's not that he don't want to be included, it's just people at school like him, and they know what he goes through, so they're not trying to put him in that predicament. And then you got other kids that use him to get in trouble or make the class laugh, and that's what I was guilty of. I wanted everybody to like me, so I was the class clown, and I didn't realize until I got older, the friends that you have sometimes ain't always the friends that you need. Like I say, guys, this is just a rough project. Just a rough project. Alright, so here's what I came up with. I think I need to pull out the turntable. Pull out the turntable. Sorry, Skyline, you're off. Here's what we came up with. Hell, it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes already, Dave. Damn. Sorry, guys. Okay, get this in picture view. Get me some tape. I know George will be able to watch the rerun. I just wish he was here to see the unveiling of this. Sometimes when you envision something, you just got to get it done. And I'd already told Pete I wanted to do a custom Sunny anyway, so if I don't like it, this right here was the junk body. Where's my... Alright, here's what I ended up doing. I sectioned the C1 front clip. So we did that. We sectioned it and put it in there. Chris, here's your C1 kit. It's all cut up. So we used the hood. We put the hood in there. We used the fender. We used the arch of the fender and the rear flares. What do you think, guys? So much for T and a GTR. I went way off topic today. Oh, man. What do they call that, guys? They call that clickbait, don't they? That's what it's called, clickbait. Oh, man. Oh. Let me see. the older grill. I'll probably go with the older Datsun. I'll go with the older Datsun grill. Because I like it. I like this grill here better. Let's see. So we got a new challenge with him. Speaking of my son, he starts high school. So right there's going to be a new challenge, a new set of different pressures. And the way our school system is set up over here, the dividing line sucks because the kids he went to grade school and middle school with are going to be gone because the way the school zones are zoned here where we live, it was in the same school zone as good for the grade schools and stuff, but now it switches at high school. So he's going to go to high school and have a whole different set of friends. He's been going to school with the cousin, my sister's daughter, my oldest nephew, well, my second oldest nephew. He just graduated. My brother's son, my brother never got to see him graduate because, like I said, my brother been gone about 10 years now, but he just graduated a few years ago. So she's going to go to a different high school. We live 3 blocks away, but it puts us in a different school district. So all right, I like this grill better than this one. Let's put that in here. Let's see what. Oh, you dummy. Okay, with the hood cut out, I gotta add some tape in there. Oh, there it goes. Without the floor being in there, it's not wanting to set. But anyway, I like this grill better, but it's not wanting to stay in there. Let me get some tape on. And that's one reason why I work the schedule I do, because of his disability. We watched a thing on 2020 the other night about some of these kids, if they get strep throat when they're a baby, it does something to them, and it causes them to act out and be violent and stuff like what my son's going through. But he never had strep. He was just diagnosed as a young age with autism and early developmental delay. Alright, see, I like that grill a lot better. So then we'll have that, just like that. Let's see. Let's pull out. see the wheels from the carbon signal kit. Borrow your wheels for a minute, Pete. Do a little trimming work. Let's shut this off for a minute. A little trim work. Get that set in there the way I want it to. Okay, now let's spin her around. What do you guys think of this? There it goes. Yeah, Scott, they thought about taking him to an alternative school that is less students, more focused on personal stuff. Um, but sometimes they go back and they look at our income, mine and my wife's income together, and sometimes we don't qualify. We'll have to pay for some of that out of our pocket. What do you guys think? Not bad for a built someone else's project. So I get to use the C1. I get to use the C1 extras, and I still get the Datsun look that I wanted. We made it a wagon. God, this is going to be a stupid project. Yeah, we'll look at that, Pete. We'll see what we got to do. Man. I was the whole day started of me showing that you don't have to have a brand new kit to cut up, that you can buy parts and pieces. I don't know if I could get this done, Pete. I gotta get focused on the GTR then. Yeah, here's what's left over from the C1 I don't even see the parts of the hood. The hood got cut in 3 pieces. I don't even know what I did with the pieces now. We'll find it. But the hood got cut in 3 pieces. Here's 1 piece. Here's 2 pieces. I don't even know where the other piece of the hood went. Sometimes my wife, she asks me if I'm autistic because of some of the stuff, some of the traits that I do. Who knows? Well, here's part. There's your C1. Here's your C1 kit review. Oh, hell. Chris, I love your resin, brother. Appreciate all the hard work you put into it. Even for builders like me. Here it is. Even for builders like me that hack it up. And now, if you just wanted to do a skyline front clip and not the over fenders, I guess we could cut straight down. We could cut straight down here, and you could still use all the grill and the hood section and stuff. You just have to graft it onto whatever kit you use. So this right here still ain't a total loss, you know. And like, you know, we'll still have the bucket seats. We still got the Skyline dash if I don't decide to use the DATs and stuff, you know. So now we gotta fix that hole in the side of the body. Well, guys, thank you for joining me today. You guys got to watch me create more problems. I mean, more work. Oh, man. For Mr. Mini Dreams, you want that, Pat? It's broken over here, which I have the broken piece. It's not complete. You know, I got it as a second. All it is, let me see. It has the hood. It has the tail lights, rear bumper, front bumper, both headlights. And as you can see, this right here is a little rough compared to the other one. The grill, and then the missing piece of the fender, which now you can reshape this with hot water. I wouldn't use heat like a lighter or something, but you can reshape this with hot water. Here it is. The worst part about resin is cleaning it because of the agents inside of it to make it activate, because it's usually a 2-part, and then to clean it. And if you soak it in white wall cleaner for a day and then rinse it, wash it, rinse it, wash it, you know, you put the prep in it and it's good. I glued that bottom piece back in, and then here's the hood. If you're going to Pro Street it, just buy any Pro stock kit. But see how the hood's a little warped, so you'll need to put it in the water, move it around, you know, let it go. It's not a perfect car by any means, but it's there. It's usable. Speaking of Pro Street stuff, where'd it go? Where's my Pro Street? Where's my Pro Street box? He said he wanted to Pro Street it. Put a chassis in there. Of course, this is just rough, Pat. I'm just throwing parts at it. Right there, buddy. That's a little too wide for it. But you can get it right there like that. I mean, it's definitely workable. Pitch me an offer. We'll start the bidding off. We'll do a bid war real quick for you. Maybe somebody else is interested in it. I don't believe you did. I thought you sent me a Dodge Colt, and it shattered on me. Remember when I was cleaning it up? It shattered on me. It was painted brown, and you sent it to me, and I was trying to strip it, and I squeezed too hard, and it shattered. Let me see, Scott. I have... Where is that kit? We will look real quick. Scott says the Pro Street kits from AMT work really well. So let's open this one up. I have a brand, well, it was sealed. Let's open this up and let's see. That's some nice looking parts in here. Not a bad looking Chevelle kit. It'll need a little bit of trimming. Yeah, it needs a little bit of trimming, but heck, that's not too far off. You could cut, so that way you don't have to do no body work in the floorboard. I would cut it right here, so that way you get the curve of the frame, and then I'd start trimming it off backwards. Then you can use the inner fenders for it. Where did I... Oh, I'm my dummy. I'm in here looking for the interior tub. You actually build the interior tub around the chassis. So that means you could probably use this whole kit. Maybe the little Nova. Maybe the little Nova kit. Do I have the Nova kit? Well, you need the whole kit. I would think you would need the whole kit, Pat, for the interior and everything, is what I'm thinking. Let me see, do I have the Nova kit? Yeah, I have the Nova kit. It's not the Pro Street car, though. Oh, whoa. It's not the Pro Street car, though. It was the stock Nova. See, I guess you could detail this up with any. You just got to get the right trimming options to it. For it, I guess. Yeah, but it looks like it would fit pretty good. Look at that, Pat. So if you did have the Pro Street kit, just a little trimming, and you got your wheelbase there. I didn't even remember me having this, so I don't even know what I got in it, to tell you the truth. I take money orders, Chipotle gift cards, oh. Well, let me see. Here's the 79 Monte Carlo. Now it's a built up. Let's see. Headlight fell out. You pull that off. Here's the glass. The front wind. Oh shit, Pat. Front windshield. And then if you put the front windshield in there with some tape, you might be able to straighten that up. So the Monte Carlo windshield to go. You would need to do the Monte Carlo interior works. You'll have to work a little bit on that package tray, Pat. You'd have to build plastic up to fix that. And then the problem with the Monte Carlo chassis, though, everything's molded in. Everything's molded in. Like I said, this is resin, so it's going to need some cleanup. And I think Scott, what do you think? I think it's a little too long. But if it's Pro Streeted, really all you need is an interior tub from that Monte. You need an interior and the dash. I have this Monte Carlo already promised to Cody on Facebook. That's how I found out that I had the Malibu body. Yes, just a little bit long. Yeah, just a little bit long. That's my favorite year of Monte Carlo is the 79, the single headlight one. Let's look at with some wheels on it. Look at that, you can Pro Tour it. I still got to find out which wheels we want to send to George. I wish they would have made a Malibu in plastic. Let me see what back half side I actually got. Got this. Oh, damn. I didn't even know I had the Max Rat Chevelle chassis. What the fuck? There's a back half right there. So you guys you guys make me dig into my stash. I don't always know what I have. We'll think about it, Pat. Let me see what I can come up with and see if I can't get you a box full of parts. Let me see if I can't get you a box full of parts in the next month or so and see what we got. Yeah, Scott, I've been showing these guys how to take a CD. Take a CD, you pull the reflecting thing off of it, and then we've been cutting it up for our glass that we're missing. Well, guys, that's about it for me today. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Thanks for checking out the Sunny and seeing where we go with that. Looks like I got to charge my phone, and then I'm going to get some pictures up on Facebook of the great day we had with this little toy. So you guys have a great day. This is Minnie, and I'm out.